Rain fell in thin silver threads that night, beading on the empty benches of the station and running in quiet streams along the platform's edge. The lights overhead glowed through a curtain of fog, their halos soft and blurred, making the place feel dreamlike, almost asleep. From far beyond the tracks came the faintest hum, too soft for a train, too steady for the wind. Slowly, out of the mist, a dark shape formed. A train, moving with an unsettling smoothness, slid into the station without the usual clatter and rattle. It stopped as if it had always belonged there, the doors parting with a long, tired sigh. A breath of warm air drifted out, carrying the faint scent of wet paper and something older, something dusty. Inside, the carriages were spotless, almost staged. Every seat sat in perfect order, cushions uncreased, as though no one had ever leaned back in them. In the luggage racks, leather suitcases waited with their straps neatly buckled. On a table, a porcelain cup sat beside half a biscuit, a wisp of steam curling up into the dim light. Impossibly fresh for a place so still. The air felt warmer than outside, but there was no from beneath the floor, no sound of an engine alive and working. Somewhere above the platform, the clock kept ticking, but it didn't sound right. The tick softened, the tocks grew sharper, and after a while, it felt as if time itself was drifting backward. A couple of station staff wandered closer, their steps hesitant. One leaned into the doorway and called out, his voice vanishing into the stillness. A moment later, it came back, but not quite the same. The words were slower, stretched, like someone far away was repeating them in a low echo. In the glass of the corridor windows, shadows stirred and slipped away before they could be seen clearly. The rain outside blurred the view, but even through the distortion, something was wrong. The familiar buildings, the street lamps, they were gone. Beyond the windows was only darkness, thick and endless. One man, braver or perhaps more curious than the rest, stepped inside. His boots left faint wet marks on the spotless floor, each one vanishing almost as soon as it appeared. The silence seemed to deepen around him, pressing close. When he reached the far end of the carriage, the lights flickered, just for a breath. In that brief stutter of darkness, every reflection in the glass vanished, replaced by a black so pure it felt like it could swallow him. The air seemed to hold its breath. Then the door slid shut, smooth and final, and without a sound, the train began to move. It rolled backward into the mist, its taillights glowing like to fading embers, smaller and smaller until they disappeared. The platform was left drenched and empty, save for the faint, lingering scent of tea, and something else, a quiet, heavy feeling that the station was no longer the same place it had been moments before, as though a thin line had been crossed and could never be stepped back over.